You responded and I listened. I recently had a poll on my community tab asking if you wanted how-to or maintenance videos, specifically geared around big box bikes and how to do things without all the fancy tools. Well, today's video is going to be on just that. I'm going to talk about brakes, more specifically that disc brake rub sound. Super annoying, but odds are if you bought a bike off the shelf at your local big box store and it has disc brakes, you got this feature along with the bike. Today I'm going to talk about why it happens, how to fix it, and how to do so without using that fancy brake tool that your local bike shop would use. Well, what is it? It's from the rotor rubbing on the caliper's brake pads. Let me show you what I mean. Here's a rotor and here's a caliper. There are the brake pads. There's a gap between those two pads that ideally the rotor sits in between, so the pads don't touch until you engage the brake. However, the rotor, or the caliper rather, can be misaligned on the rotor, sitting at a bit of an angle, or the rotor itself could be warped. And that's very common. Let's talk about both and how to fix it. First, we want to determine if the rotor's warped or if it's just the caliper being misaligned. You've probably seen this in countless videos. The old trick, take a wrench, loosen the two bolts, squeeze down on the brake, and tighten the two bolts back up. And if you spin your wheel and there's no more noise, congratulations, problem solved. If, however, like in this case, it keeps making noise, that means the rotor's warped. Now, everything I'm about to say is assuming, again, that you have checked and ensured that your caliper is properly aligned and that the rotor itself is in fact warped. And also, there is a specialty tool for this that'll straighten that rotor. But odds are, if you're watching this video and you have a big box bike, you probably don't have that tool. I do. I have no idea where I put it. So I'm going to do it another way. And this is something I figured out long ago. The only tools you need are some gloves. Well, not only gloves, you are also going to need a light of some kind because you want to see between the pads where the rotor is. You can see it moving there, and you want to spin your wheel around until you can not only hear it, but also look to where you can see it. And see, I see it right there. It's rubbing on the back side here. Now here's the trick. I locate my rub point. I'm going to roll it back until that lobe of the rotor is visible. Move this over just a bit. I'm going to take my fingers. I'm going to leverage with my thumb. I'm going to use two fingers here, right on that lobe. I'm going to apply some pressure. You will be amazed how little pressure it takes to bend one of these rotors. It's actually kind of scary. Go back and look. A little more right here. Just a little bit of bending. I mean, it's firm pressure, but don't go crazy. A bit of pressure. And I have already fixed this rotor. Or at least got it to where it's not making noise anymore. Apply my brakes. Spin it again. Quiet as can be. Simple matter of a properly aligned caliper. Rotor that's no longer warped, and I didn't have to use any fancy specialty tools. Just my hands, a couple of gloves to keep oils off the rotor, a hex key, and maybe even a flashlight just to be able to see. That's all it takes. I hope you found this video helpful. Drop a note down in the comments section if you did, or maybe if you think that I'm crazy for doing this without tools and just with my fingers, but it works for me. I hope it can work for you. Save you some money and get your bike working properly. Be sure you tune in Wednesday because I'm going to have the first of 3 upcoming new bike reviews. Thanks for watching and have a great day.